Welcome everybody back to my channel from sweltering Brooklyn. It has been a super packed couple of weeks with the new dog and with my sister visiting. So I have made a lot of art, but I haven't had a lot of time to actually record it and make a blog out of it. But I am here today to capture just a little bit of some of last week. Most notably, we made a trip to R&F Oil Paints, which is a manufacturer and little tiny store out of Kingston, New York. I had seen on Instagram that they were coming out with a new line of drawing sticks, which I'm not an oil painter, but I wanted to try them out. And so my sister and I made a pilgrimage. We had such a fun time getting to that shop. We actually called ahead and asked if we could bring the dog. They said, sure. Such lovely people. I think they don't normally allow dogs, just to note, but they made an exception for us, which was so nice. And my sister and I actually got some of the new drawing sticks. They didn't even have like proper packaging yet. They were still packaging everything up to send out to stores. And we got a bunch and shared them. So these are half sticks, which we tore them, or rather broke them in half, and picked out a bunch of colors and had a great time visiting the shop. And it's just a great place. There's all this fantastic pigment everywhere, and they're just doing neat work there. So I'm going to swatch them. I am going to draw with them, and I'm going to bring you along for the ride. Okay, so I am now swatching about 20 colors. You'll see that we had broken them into smaller pieces because Josie and I decided to save a little money and share, which has worked out great. So I'll just read the titles of the colors. We've got Ancient Gold, Nickel Yellow, Unbleached Titanium, Jaune Brilliant, Mars Yellow Light, Warm Pink, Dianthus Pink, Light Quin Magenta, Quin Red, Cerulean Gray, Celadon Green, Turkey Umber Pale, Green Chromium, Sap Green, Extra Pale Cerulean, Malachite Green, Provence Blue, Midnight Blue, Raw Umber, and Payne's Gray. And they feel super buttery and wonderful. I did read that they have about 40 different colors, so this is just a small piece, about half of the full collection of colors. So if anybody's interested, I do recommend that you check out their website. So after swatching, I decided to do a comparison with Neo Pastels, and this is the full spread. You can really take a look. If you pause this, you can really take a look at the differences across some of the colors. So now I want to put these tools into action. And I picked a scene that is just a road close to home, just a kind of a quiet country gravel road. And I put down some acrylic gouache to create the big shapes and the structure. And then on the left, it is going back in with Neocolor to add highlights and darks and various other components. It adds a little bit of texture. And in a moment, I'm going to go in on the right side with the R&F drawing sticks just to see. Now the colors don't match perfectly, which I'm totally okay with. I think it's interesting to see which colors from each of the collections resonate and make sense. And so I'm okay with the fact that this isn't a perfect, I'm a fairly messy painter anyway, so it's not a perfect match in terms of the colors or even in terms of the composition. But it's fun to put them side by side and to see how they behave in different ways and how I can learn to use these in my practice. So overall, I really like actually both media, both the R&F drawing sticks as well as the Neo Pastels, and they have different strengths. I feel like the pastels are a little bit drier. Both require some kind of protection in your sketchbook. I'll be putting a magazine page or a piece of wax paper or something in between to keep them from bumping up against each other. But I look forward to using both of these tools in my practice, and the R&F are really a treat because they are just a really nice range of colors. I will say the one thing about R&F that I really like is they come in different values. I don't know if you remember from the swatching, but some of those greens are just so light in value. They're really beautiful. And I actually went to check out if I just didn't have the proper set from the Neo colors, but they tend to be very pigmented, very almost dark in value, and sometimes I really just want something much lighter. Like that one. I don't know, I like that one too. Which one do you like? Let me know in the comments.